Hi guys, so welcome back to the channel. Now if you've been following us for a little while, you will know we are converting our extended long wheelbase Ford Transit 2018 into a camper van, which we intend on driving around the world. Now we've still got a lot to do on it, so we're going to crack on. But first, if you've been watching the channel for a little while and you haven't subscribed, or if you're new, please do consider hitting that subscribe button or smashing the like button. It doesn't cost you a penny, but it does help the channel, and we really do appreciate it. Anyway, on today's video we're going to be talking insulation and vapour barriers. Now, bit of a taboo subject, the vapour barrier, so we'll get into that later on. Hopefully we'll get to the stage today where we even get the ceiling fitted, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to make some good progress in this video. So without further ado, let's crack on. Okay, so the insulation we're going to be using is the same Kingspan or Recticel that we use for the flooring. So if you saw that video, you'll know how we cut it and we lay it and tape it up. So I'm not going to go into all of that on this video. We're going to get straight into fitting it onto the ceiling. Now we used 50mm for the floor. We're using 25mm for the ceiling. We're going to be fitting that with some sticky pins and little plates that go onto those. I'll show you those in a second. The 4-inch that I've got sitting here, 4-inch, that is for the bathroom area. We've got some really deep voids, about 4.5 inches deep. I'm not going to use that space anyway, so we're just going to fill it with the Kingspan. I've only got one sheet of this. That's all we really need just to do both sides, and yeah, that'll do the job nicely. Keep you nice and warm in the shower. Let's face it, if you're sitting on the toilet, you want to be warm. Anyway, let's get this in the van. Okay, so these are the sticky pins. There we go. And what you do is just peel the backing off, stick them to the ceiling, and then you push the Kingspan through the pin, and then you secure them with these little grippy plates. So, should be easy.
Ten minutes later.
1 hour later.
Right, okay, so we're making some good progress. Still got to put the plywood on the cross members. We've managed to keep the curvature of the roof as well, using 4 separate panels. If you try to do it in 1 or 2, it doesn't work. So you have to at least 4. We've used the pins and the little push-up things to keep the panels in place. They seem to be working quite well. We've taped up some of the joints. Yeah, it's looking quite good. Looking really nice. We'll get the ply strips on those beams, and then we'll get all that taped up so we get a complete vapour barrier. But so far, good progress. Got about 5 panels left to do. We'll leave this centre one here free, and there's one on the back as well. We're going to leave that centre one free, both for the Maxxair fans. And yeah, once all the insulation's up, the fans are in, we can tape everything up, make sure we've got a complete vapour barrier, get the plywood ceiling on, get all the wiring in place for the puck lights and the fans, and yeah, we're getting there. Slowly, but we're getting there. Kelly's also been doing the insulation. She's made good progress with that. Spent a lot of time poking insulation in all the holes, trying to fill these voids. Very difficult to do, especially in the Transit. There's a lot of these voids in these vans. But yeah, we're making good progress. Right, so another thing we've got to do, excuse all the lines going up the screen, it's the LED light playing with the GoPro. Anyway, we want to insulate these back panels on the doors, get those insulated, vapour barriered and plywood done. We want to get the insulation on these sidewalls done as well, where the windows aren't going. We've got a 25mm insulation, I think, going on this side to give us a bit more width, because we're having the transverse bed, and then just further up where we can go right into the wall with the insulation. These are quite deep, actually. This is 4.5 inches deep, this recess, so we're probably going to use 100mm Kingspan in this gap here, just to fill that and give us some better insulation. Yeah, loads more voids and gaps to fill with insulation in these vans. They're just full of voids, basically, so loads to do. So I'm going to crack on. And if you're wondering why I'm working in here with just a little LED light, that's because it's pouring down again. Hence why we haven't got the windows and the fans in yet. I swear, every time we want to do something outside, it just rains. Getting fed up with the British weather, so we're going to get this done and go and find some decent weather somewhere else, somewhere further south. So a little top tip or must buy, these little magnetic hooks. They're only a few £, on Amazon, but they literally, they're so strong. I can't pull that off. But they're handy, hanging your tools while you're working. Got another one there, holding the rule. Good for helping you just stay a little bit organised and keep things out of the way while you're working. I'll put the link in the description.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Today we're going to get on with framing. So I've got I'm using some 12mm ply to do across the roof, across the beams. Give us something solid to screw into when we put the ceiling and the walls and things up. So let's crack on. So what I've actually got is a few offcuts left over from when we did the flooring of the 12mm. Save buying another sheet, we're just going to use those. We've got a few left over here, different lengths, different widths, so we're going to cut those down, just make up those ceiling frames. No good wasting anything. Trying to save as much money as we can. Top tip, it's a 90°. If you haven't got a square, you can always use a saw. So when you're setting up the rotary saw, just make sure the teeth, literally just a couple of mil underneath the bottom of the wood that you're cutting. That way the blade won't overheat and stick. I've changed the blade from before. We had a 40 tooth standard blade, this is now an 80 tooth. So this should cut a lot better. So there you can see the difference it makes with that 80 tooth blade set just right. There's no tear out on that at all. So on the other side, nice and clean. So that's a win. Right, so to put these ply beams up on the roof here, I'm just using some of these dial self-tapping screws, self-drilling screws, so that as I drill through the wood ply, it'll actually self-drill into the metal, so no need to drill first. Quite handy. So you'll notice that I'm actually leaving these parts here, and that's because they stick out a bit too low, and it will push the ceiling right round at the ends. So I'm going to leave those. They'll be covered by the units anyway, and we've got it on the main parts here. Again, a little bit left in the middle. Doesn't need to go right the way across. We can put root cables and things through those, and yeah, going well so far. 3 down, about 4 to go. Right, so we've got most of this taped up now. We've left some of these joins exposed because we're going to run the cables through these for the lights, and over here again for the fan. We're going to run the cables across here as well for the Max fan. We've got front lights to run through. So that's what we're going to do now. We've got 6 lights going in, 2 for the bedroom and 4 for the living area, plus the Max fans, plus the Max shades, which have got their own lights as well. So it's time to start routing through some cables. Right, so I've already routed this black conduit through. It comes all the way down here, down through the pillar, and down here, which is where the fuse box will be. And that runs all the way across through any gap that we can find, and then out the end here. So we'll run all of our lights through here and then through the cable, and then we'll be joining more lights here through the cable, and then all the way down, like I said, to the fuse box. Right, so for the wiring we're using 14 gauge cable or wire, and some of these little lever nuts just to connect everything together. So we'll get all this routed in, and then we can start connecting everything. Okay, so I've wired up the wiring for the first set of lights at the front. So we've got our lever nuts on here, which will connect to the puck lights. It's red and black there. Did the black a little bit too long, but we'll tidy all this up later. It looks a bit of a mess at the moment, but we'll tidy it up before we put the ceiling on. So these both run up through here. Both lights connect to the 3-way connectors here, and then we've got the positive negative running down here. This will all be taped up nice and neat. Goes through the hole, comes out here, and they'll be connected to the cables inside the conduit, and then they'll run up to the next one, then to the next one, and then down the pillar to the fuse box. Right, okay, so we've finished the insulation on the bathroom side, and I've put a vapour barrier over. Looks a bit like a spaceship, so NASA, if you're watching, let's talk. Got to continue the insulation down into the bedroom area, and then we'll put some vapour barrier down there as well, and then we can start framing everything out ready for the walls to go in. We've got a bit of a mess down here. It does come folded, this vapour barrier. It's a bit of a pain to actually unfold and cut to shape inside the van, so somehow I've got to roll that up, but you know, it's all part of the fun. Anyway, next job, insulation on this side, and we can vapour barrier that as well. So, vapour barriers, do you need one? You'll read a lot of conflicting information on different vlogs, different blogs online. You'll see and hear different things on YouTube. What are the pros and cons? Well, obviously the pros of having one is that it'll stop condensation, it'll stop the moisture getting to the outer skin of the van and stop the inside getting wet. So, what are the cons? Bit of weight, bit of cost, but this reasonably priced bubble wrap foil that I bought on Amazon wasn't very expensive, and to be honest, it's not very heavy either. So, weighing up the pros and cons, I think really I'd rather not have the regret later on and a wet van, and just put it up. So there you go. That's my opinion, and that's only my opinion. It's not the right way, it's not the wrong way. That's just my opinion and how I'm going to do it. So there you go. Now, the one thing that is irritating me at the moment is this wiring loom. Now, there's probably about 30 cables in this, 30 wires in there, which I am not going to sit here and cut them all and rejoin them. Chances are the van won't restart afterwards if I do, but I can't do anything with it. So if you've got any suggestions, if you've dealt with this before, put them in the comments below, because I don't know what to do with it, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to hide it behind the wall or the unit. So difficult one, that one. Let us know what you think. Right, so we've got one of these switches for the under unit lights. We've already got one of these wired up for the front lights. I'll just show you what we've got here. Probably seen these before. Let's get rid of that. Open that up. It's like Christmas. Okay, we've got one of these. So it's like plasticky glass front, and you just press the middle to turn it on and off. You've got different dimmer ways of dimming it. You can go around there, or you can press the mode button. It's falling apart already. So we're going to connect that up for the under counter lighting, so we can dim the mood lighting a little bit. This is the back of the controller. We've got input, so your red goes into there, your black goes into there, and then you've got your output there, so positive, negative, positive, negative. Quite easy. Just unscrew the terminals, pop them in, tighten them up, and hopefully that'll be okay. Okay, so that's all wired in. We've got enough flex there just to bring that out and put that at the end of the unit, or wherever it's going to go. Now I've put on just where the LED strip lights under the unit will be. I've just connected up this little tiny spotlight. This is what we're using for the bathroom. We've got 6 of these, so we've got a nice little starry effect in the bathroom. So I've just connected that up to there for now. Give it a press. There we go. And then that gets brighter and dims down. So that works nicely. We can turn that off. And we'll just pop that up there out of the way. So the other thing I've done is I've just lengthened the wires for this one. This is for the front lounge lights. It was over there, but it's going to be mounted on the unit with the other one, so that's now got enough flex on there so they can be mounted together. We'll just touch that one. There we go. They work nicely. And dimming. Yep, they dim nicely as well. Right, now the other thing we've done, because the camera battery ran out, so while I've been waiting for that to charge, I've just wired in very quickly a movement sensor and one of the spotlights for the bathroom. So what we've got here, just show you that, we've got a little movement sensor here. You can see the spotlight just poking out the ceiling there. If we just move our hand, there we go, works nicely. And that'll go off after about a minute or so of no movement. That'll go back off. So nice and easy to wire in, literally just power in and negative in, and then power out, negative out to the lights. Really simple, nice, cheap, easy solution. So I'll put the link in the description below if you're interested in getting one of those, and also the spotlights, because they are really bright, as you can see, and really not too badly priced. So I'll put the link in the description for those. I swear I spend most of my time on this van build trying to find the end of the tape, the aluminium tape. Does anyone else have that issue? You never find the end, you never actually take the backing off. Anyway, we're making good progress, as you can see. We've got the insulation on under this window here. This is where the foot of the bed's going to be. So it's we've got thinner insulation here. We come out at the bottom here, we've got the vapour barrier on here. We've got the bump out on the other side, so we've got thinner insulation where the bed's going to go. That's all going to be panelled out shortly. All vapour barriered and done. So we've just got to get some framing cut, frame it out, get the panels all put in, and yeah, it's getting there. It's just taking a bit of time. Still lots to do. Let's crack on. Start framing around this bed area. Do the bump out around there to give us the extra space we need there. Also going to do the same on this side, so we'll do the frame all the way around. We'll come in and then we'll put the wall up against this window here. Gives us maximum room on the width of the bed. It's around 6'2" roughly, so that's enough for me. I'm only 5'8", so that's fine. And then we can do the rest of it, get all framed out, and then get some boarding up and some walls. Make it start looking like a proper camper van. We're getting there, slowly.
Much later.
What we're doing today is we're going to make a start on the roof. Now, I say make a start, we already have. We've got this first bit of ply up here. What we're going to do is we're going to get the ceiling plied all the way along. We're going to get that painted black, and then we're going to get some lightly stained slats to go on top of that, so it looks quite nice. I'm sure you've seen a lot of videos with that design. We have as well. We like the design, so we're going to go with that. Anyway, we've got a lot to do. We're all set up in the garage. The next bit of ply is on the trestles, ready to be cut, so let's crack on. Right, that's the second one up. Try and get yourself one of these. Really handy to hold the ceiling up. Gives you an extra hand. I think they're called third hands or something like that. Anyway, we've used some self-tapping countersunk screws to go up into the wooden battens that we've fixed to the frames. So it goes through the wood into the frames and nice and secure. What we've got to do now is we've got to get the next section on. As with the first section we did at the back, we've got some light fittings to make some holes for, so that we can have those coming through. We've got to chase in this as well. This is the cable for the aerial, for the Wi-Fi, and then we've got another light fitting here. So this section next, and then we've got to do the next one after that, which has got the Maxxair fan. So onwards. Right, we did as much as we could yesterday. Unfortunately, we lost the light, so we had to stop. But we've got most of the ceiling up now, as you can see. We've got a little bit in this corner still to do. So just this little section here, the cut in at the front where it tapers in. We've got all the lights, cables coming through. So that's all accessible. What we're going to do after we've got that last piece up is we're going to paint all this black, and then we're going to get the all of the slats that we bought stained. I'm going to stain all of those, and I'm going to put those up and then fit the lights into those, and then the ceiling's done. So what we've got for the slats, this is 18 by 70 mil plain timber. Just going to give this a sanding down. It's smooth anyway, but we'll give it a bit of a sanding. And then we'll stain it. We've got some stain. We've gone for the Georgia medium oak. There we go, if you can see that. We'll give that a go, see what that comes out like. That's the Colron from B&Q. So yeah, it's coming along nicely. Didn't want to film too much of it because, well, cutting ply isn't very interesting to watch. We'll show you a bit more when we're doing the slats. But yeah, so far so good. Once this is done, we'll get painting. Right, so that's it. Ceiling is up. It's had 2 coats of paint. It does need another couple of coats, or it will do by the time we're finished putting walls and things up. And we'll do that before we put the slats on. We're not doing that in this video because we've got to rub them down, stain them, and to be honest I think we're going to have to try and bend them for this curvature. They're quite thick slats, so I've got a couple of ideas on how we're going to do that. I'll show you that in a future video, so don't forget to subscribe to see that. Obviously this video has been a little bit igglety-bigglety, you know, it's a bit here and there. We had to put the fans in halfway through the installation stage, so that will be probably in the previous video or the next video, depending on how I put them out. So if we've already done it, if you've already seen the video, you'll know how we've done it. If not, subscribe to see those put in. Anyway, we've got the roof rack on there, well, on the roof, ready for the solar panel installs as well, so that's still to come. We've got to finish the framing, which I've already started, as you can see, so still plenty of project to do, plenty of content coming your way, and if you want to see it all, please do subscribe. And if you've enjoyed the video and if it has helped you in any way, or you just want to support us, hit the like button, smash the thumbs up, and yeah, it all helps and doesn't cost you a penny. So we will see you guys in the next one, and hopefully we'll make a little bit more progress. Bye for now.